Gentlemen, answer me honestly. How often do you lie awake wondering if she's truly satisfied or just being polite? It's not a question you'd bring up over drinks, and you sure as hell won't find straight answers online. Because porn and bar talk have poisoned the well, with more fiction than fact when it comes to what actually happens between the sheets. Here's the thing. How you move, how you pace yourself, and how you read her body can be the difference between leaving her, politely tolerating you, or making her feel things she didn't know were still possible. And I'm going to show you the second option. I'm Julia Rhodes, a sexual health specialist who spent over a decade working with men who want to be better lovers, not just adequate ones. And today, I'm breaking down 5 clinically proven techniques that will transform your intimacy, extend your stamina, and deliver the experience she's been craving, not the one you've been guessing at. Let's demolish the biggest lie first. Size and speed are what matter. That's the gospel according to porn. Bigger, faster, relentless. But that's not what lights her up. Research shows women prioritize technique, emotional attunement, and being truly present over measurements or how long you can pound away like a machine. You see, biologically, her body responds to rhythm shifts, strategic touch, clitoral engagement, and feeling emotionally safe, not being treated like a drill site. Yet good men carry this gnawing fear that they're somehow inadequate. And that fear leaks into the bedroom, rushing to finish, spiraling into your own head, and missing every cue she's broadcasting. So let me cut through the noise. You don't need more inches. You need more awareness, more patience, and more connection with what her body is telling you. And that begins with the first technique. Ease in slowly. When things heat up, what's your first impulse? Most men feel arousal spike fast, and the instinct is to charge in at full speed. But her body doesn't work that way. You see, women need time to get fully aroused. Her vaginal walls have to relax and stretch, and blood flow builds gradually in her pelvis. The thing is, natural lubrication takes minutes, not seconds. Rush in too aggressively, and her body isn't prepared. And that means friction, discomfort, maybe pain. Emotionally, it signals you're more focused on yourself than on her. So dial it back. Start with gentle, intentional movements. Shallow at first. Stay close. You should try to build a connection first before intensity. The result is clear. Blood vessels open. Tissues expand naturally. Nerve endings wake up. She feels seen and valued. When you hold back at the start, you create space for real intensity later, which brings us straight into the next move. Pull back when she's climbing. Now, this is where most men leave gold on the table. Pleasure isn't just about constant stimulation. It's about craving what comes next. When you build her arousal and then deliberately ease off for a beat, her nervous system starts chasing that sensation. You're wiring her body to respond harder when you ramp back up. Here's the play. Find a groove she's clearly responding to. Hold it for a stretch, then intentionally throttle down. Softer strokes, less depth. Then watch her reaction. She'll arch, grip, maybe even pull you back in. When you finally return to that rhythm, the sensation doubles. One warning though, don't pull this right before she's about to cross the finish line. That's sabotage, not strategy. Use this early to stack anticipation. Would you rather give her a quick flash or build a blaze that burns hot? This is how you build the blaze. Now, once you've stacked that tension, here's what separates forgettable from unforgettable. Switch up your rhythm. Most men lock into one pattern that feels good and ride it straight into the ground. Same depth, same angle, same cadence. It works briefly, but nerve endings adapt. Sensitivity fades. What felt electric 5 minutes ago becomes background noise. So, what's the fix? Change it up. Go slow and deep, then fast and shallow. Pause completely and shift angles. Keep her guessing. This keeps her nerve endings firing. It keeps her mind engaged instead of wandering. And it conserves your energy because you're not burning out on one exhausting tempo. A steady beat is fine, but a dynamic composition is what she'll remember. And while we're talking about what women actually respond to, here's the move most men never learn: grind instead of just thrusting. Most guys think sex is purely about penetration, in and out on repeat. But here's the truth. Women won't always say out loud. The clitoris, not the vaginal canal, is where most of her pleasure lives. And the clitoris isn't just that tiny, visible part. It's a sprawling nerve structure that wraps around the vaginal opening, beneath the skin. Which means when you press your pelvis firmly against hers, grinding in circles, rocking with pressure, you're lighting up that entire network. Try this during missionary or when she's on top. Focus on circular motion, angled pressure, steady contact. Keep your body close to hers. You're hitting the nerve hub that matters most, and she will feel wrapped up and deeply connected. And here's the kicker. This also helps you last longer because it's far less intense for you than constant thrusting. She gets what she needs. You get more control. Everybody wins. I actually mapped out the exact positions and angles that maximize this kind of contact while extending your endurance in one of my newsletters last month. If you want more raw breakdowns that I can't share here due to platform policies, do well to join my newsletter. It's free and the link is pinned in the description and the first comment. But none of this matters. If you miss the most critical technique, actually pay attention. Your biggest asset in bed isn't stamina, size, or even technique. It's your ability to notice how she's breathing, the sound she makes, how her body shifts and responds. These are real-time signals broadcasting, exactly what's working and what isn't. Now, every woman is wired differently. What drove one partner wild might do nothing for another. Porn won't teach you this. Buddies won't teach you this. But her body will spell it out if you're tuned in. So being present lets you adjust on the fly. It tells her you're invested, not performing. And it keeps you from falling into autopilot that bores you both. Awareness is everything. Don't just show up, be there. So here's your playbook. First, ease in slowly, let her body catch up. Secondly, pull back early to build hunger. Then switch your tempo to keep nerves firing, and then grind to hit what actually matters. Very importantly, stay locked in to what she's telling you. Run this approach and you'll see the shift immediately, not just in how she responds, but in how confident you feel. And here's what no one mentions. Men in their 60s often bring something younger guys can't. You've outgrown the need to rush. You're not trying to prove anything. You actually care about the journey, not just the destination. That maturity, she feels it. And it outweighs raw stamina every time. So tell me, what's the hardest part for you when it comes to reading what she actually wants? Drop it in the comments. I go through all of them, and your question could shape the next video. And if you want this kind of insight weekly, real strategies that rebuild your confidence and deepen intimacy, far beyond what I can share here on YouTube, join my newsletter. No filler, no generic tips, just what moves the needle. Links in the description and pinned in the first comment. You see, women don't want a show. They want an experience. When you slow down, tease strategically, vary your approach, grind with purpose, and stay dialed in, you're offering more than physical pleasure. You're offering safety, trust, and real connection. And that's what brings her back. I'm Julia Rhodes, and I'll see you in the next one.